Hello and welcome to Frontier Community Access Television. I am Mason Smith, your host tonight here with Tom Albert and Killian Stewart. We have for you tonight the first game of the Western Mass Tournament. It's round one, your Frontier Redhawks against the South Hadley Tigers. Playing at home tonight is the Redhawks. They're the second seed in the Western Mass Tournament, playing against the number 7 seed. It has been a great year so far for both of these teams, Tom, especially more recently for South Hadley. They are coming in hot to this game. 9-game win streak.
Yeah.
Multiple games that they've won have been 5-setters as well.
Yeah.
And now on the other side of the court is the Redhawks, who do not really have a win streak coming into this. They actually have a very close win that they just had a few days ago, 4 days ago, against Minnechaug. That was that their senior night, I believe?
Yes,
yeah, it was their senior night. And that was a 5-setter, which really shouldn't have been a 5-setter, arguably. You were there.
Yeah,
so.
they won the first 2 sets, and then in the third and fourth set, they really struggled on getting the serve over the net. So
yeah,
hopefully we don't see that tonight. Hopefully they've worked on a couple things, and yeah.
Yeah, and we were talking to boys volleyball player Tegan Dexter before the game, saying that that issue of getting the ball over the net on the serve, has at least last year, was more of a boys volleyball issue. That was something that they struggled with. But we can talk about boys volleyball in the spring. Some players to watch out for tonight for the Redhawks. Top of the list for me, Tom, would be Liv Michon. She is one of the outside hitters and setters for the Redhawks, and she is a powerhouse on that front line, as well as plenty of other players as well, which we'll be talking about tonight. But I think the biggest issue, and you also talked to Sean McDonald about this, the biggest concern that I've heard people talking about is their back line, their defensive specialists in the back.
Yeah, they definitely struggled there. Again, it was they looked very well. They played very well in the first 2 sets of that game, and that's why they were up 2-0.
Yeah.
And then in the third and fourth, they just really struggled with getting it back over the net. And yeah.
Yeah. So now with the pregame clock winding down, we will go down onto the court for the starting lineups. It's the Western Mass Tournament. Win and move on to the next round starts in just a few minutes.
Good evening, and welcome to the Vi Goodnow Gymnasium for tonight's PVAC Class B quarterfinal matchup against the South Hadley Tigers and your Frontier Redhawks. Frontier Regional School, the Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, and the Pioneer Valley Interscholastic Athletic Conference and their member schools have joined together in promoting good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a respectful manner. Profanity or hostility directed towards players, coaches, team representatives, or other fans will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the venue. Be loud, proud, and positive. Thank you for your adherence. And now introducing the visiting Tigers. Number 1, Alana Stefano. Number 4, Vivian Marion. Number 9, Lily Constantine. Morgan Mason. Number 14, Melanie Ring. Number 15, Sophia Pinardi. Number 16, Nola Payette. Number 17, Greta Hale. Number 18, Caitlin Mayo. Number 20, Cadence Martin. Number 21, Senior Captain Olivia Michon. Number 22, Lily Novak. Number 27, Ksenia Miller. Number 30, Raina Wanzi. And honorary captain, number 00, Aurora Panlilio. Frontier is coached by Courtney Parent and assisted by Angelica Perfido and Sophia Jarris. Tonight's officials are Ron Manley and Jerry Burgess. Our great nation has persevered through leadership and sacrifices of those who have served or are currently serving our armed forces. At this time, we invite both veterans and current military personnel in attendance to stand and be recognized. Thank you for your service. And now please rise and remove your hats for a playing of our national anthem.
All right, and we will be underway in just a few moments now here in Goodnow Gymnasium. And as we were saying before, the Frontier Redhawks, Tom, they had a bit of a rough start to the season. We've talked about this before, but they themselves went on a very big win streak, which was only recently broken by Longmeadow, the only team that's been able to consistently beat them and who currently has the conference title instead of the Redhawks. Redhawks ended second in the Eastern Conference this year.
Yeah, and the one thing about that game is that was Longmeadow's only set they've ever lost this season. So
yeah, I'm really glad you brought that up, because despite the Redhawks losing twice to that team, they're incredibly formidable, and you can't take anything for granted, especially as we move into this postseason here.
Yeah, and two good teams going up against each other tonight, Mason, and we'll see what happens, you know.
Yeah, it's sure to be an entertaining game, to say the least, and we've talked about it a little bit, about how close this game might be and how long it might go. Of course, the Hawks just coming off of a 5-set win against Minnechaug, but will South Hadley be able to pull off another long victory here and bring an upset to Goodnow Gymnasium? Back to serve to start it for the Hawks is Ariana Miller. Sends it to the back row. The set and caught by Liv Michon. And a double touch there, I believe, called on Stilla.
Looks like Isabel Schaefer will serve for the Tigers here.
And she will be credited with the kill there. She was the last Tigers player to touch the ball. Punches it over. The dig from Michon and a bad hit from Hernandez will give the Tigers their second point.
Yeah, this is not how Frontier wanted to start this game, Mason.
Yeah, 2 quick points for the Tigers, and now, again, Schaefer back to serve. Another short serve. Stilla with the set. Hernandez again, and she gets it through this time, but it's too far. Yeah. Trying to go for it was Natalia Quinn, but she missed it, which ended up working out for her.
Yep.
Schaefer again from the back line. Did not run up and jump that time. A bit of a slower serve, and Davis recovers to send it over for the Red Hawks. Set across, and a pancake from Michon gets the assist there to send it over. And an off speed kept up. Stilla and Hale finishes. There was a call against the Tigers that I didn't quite catch. Did they hit the net maybe?
I mean, the net is bouncing, so I assume so.
Yeah. And now Greta Hale. Her serve is kept alive by the Tigers. Sent back over by Losty. Raquel Losty, the captain, one of the 2 captains. And Candelaria tries an off-speed shot there, and it comes up short. But as we were saying, Losty, one of the captains for the Tigers, along with Schaefer, who already has chalked in a few points in this opening set, where the Tigers lead 4-1. Matuszewski's serve met by Davis in the back. Set from Stilla right at the net, and
4 hits.
Yeah, that was maybe a low set from Stilla or some distraction from Candelaria. Something in that exchange wasn't where it needed to be.
5-1.
Matuszewski again, and she serves it into the net. Now a chance for the Red Hawks to recover in the opening points of this game. 5-2 the score now, and Parrish Stilla keeps it to the right of the Tigers, and the changeup kept alive by Stilla, and now the Tigers won't be able to get back in time.
Yeah, it was a nice kill there by Abby Hernandez.
A good recovery from that last time. She couldn't quite get a handle of the ball, redeeming herself on that point. 5-3 now. Stilla again from the back half, and sent behind her over the net. Stilla, soft set, and way too much heat on that one from Candelaria.
Yep.
Serve from the Tigers, met by Miller. The set, and Hernandez goes a little too far.
Well, this is not the start that Frontier wanted to come out with, but just got to work with it.
Stefaglo from Miller, Stilla, and Hernandez again gets the deflection and the kill. And that's some better control we're seeing from the Hawks front line.
Yeah.
And Hernandez goes back now.
And Bailey Martin checked in there for Ryan and Miller for the Red Hawks.
Stefaglo with the set to help get it over for the Tigers. And Stilla with a quick punch over. Great call by number 2 on the Red Hawks.
Yeah, and the Tigers, they just kind of looked at, there's 4 of them right in the center of that ball. They were just looking around who was going to hit it.
Yeah, right in the dead zone. And the serve again from Hernandez. Punched up. And diving play from Davis won't be enough. Point and possession goes back to the Tigers. They're now up 8-5.
And one thing that's interesting about this game, Mason, is South Hadley, they have a much younger team compared to Frontier. It's more of an upper class team, so.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic as Losty serves the ball. Davis meets it, and Martin, who just checked in, sends it back over. Now the Tigers will challenge. Another diving play from Davis. Michon, and it was too far. again, just too much power on the kill attempts for the Red Hawks, not being able to finish there.
Yeah, that's something Frontier struggled with in the last game they played with. So
Losty again from the back line. And Stilla tries the quick pass again. And that one would have been too far if Davis had let it go by her. But she's gotten used to the diving attempts now and just runs with it, and it will cost the Red Hawks another point, 10-5.
Yeah, and that would have given them the service back too. So
Losty again for the third time. Davis and a changeup.
Carry.
Six-point lead now for the underdog Tigers, and timeout going to be taken by Courtney Perrin and the Red Hawks.
Yeah, hopefully they can talk things over and just get things the way they need it to go. So
yeah, it's been a tough start for the Red Hawks, but they're going to go to a quick break, and so are we. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. I'm Mason Smith here tonight with Tom Alber and Killian Stewart, who is on camera tonight. 11-5 is the score as the Red Hawks just took a timeout to try and come back into this game. Raquel Losty, the captain, to serve again. Kept alive by Martin. Big set and a nice touch from Michon to get it over on the third tap. And a block from Michon, but she touched the net is the call.
And 12-5. Raquel Losty again with the service there.
And she'll follow the trend of too much power in this game and give the service back to the Red Hawks as Hannah Davis will check out for Greta Hale. Now it will be senior captain Emily Candelaria taking the serve. Punched up by the bicep of Quinn, and now the set from Stilla, changeup, kept alive, good reaction from Michon, and now Hale again. A one-man show at the front line from Greta Hale, and now the Hawks need to recuperate here. Martin, and it's in!
Yeah, that was very close to being out, but good job by the Red Hawks.
And a good call from the line judge there. You could barely see it from our angle, and that was in by a very small margin. Candelaria's serve. Again off of Quinn. And they have to get it over, and they won't. Into the net goes the ball for the Tigers, and now it's a 4-point game.
After that timeout, Frontier's on a bit of a run, Mason, so.
And it's all coming from Emily Candelaria, who takes service again. The set. And too far from Isabel Schaefer. Now the Tigers succumbing to...
So I think one of Frontier players touched the net, Mason.
Oh, you're right. So now service goes back. Quinn again. Stilla got to get it over, and Martin does. Quinn meets it, and now the set. And an early touch from Hale. Just a miscommunication.
Yeah, 14-8, Mason. And again, you know, I mean, that one net touch, it gave South Hadley service back, and it's working out for him. So.
And Quinn takes a quick serve. Stilla with the set. Martin gets blocked. It's popped up and won't get it over. Some chaos on the Tigers' side of the net. And now to serve is Liv Michon into the top of the net. And that is the plague that hit the Red Hawks in the third set of their game against Minichog.
Yeah. That's what they need to not do. So.
And now Marion with a slow serve. Set. Martin gets the kill.
And now we'll give Frontier the service back. So hopefully this time they can get it over the net, Mason.
This is where they need to start coming back. It's always, the tone is, it's almost a warm-up in those first few points, and now the tone is being set right in this area of the set. Hawks need to come back strong here as Michon, Stilla, and Hernandez can't get the finish there, and now it's punched back over by Losty. Excuse me, that was by Schaefer. Tigers on the rally, and they can't get behind it. Point goes to the Red Hawks. And Ariana Miller will be back to serve again.
Yeah, that was a weird little hit from the Tigers there, but.
Yeah. Miller's serve is low and forces a diving play from Quinn. Will be an ace. Miller again from the back line.
Oh, that would have gone out.
Yeah, that would have gone out. A bad call from Vivian Marion. And now the Hawks just 2 points behind the Tigers, who have had the lead this whole game. And now the Tigers will take a timeout.
Yep.
So the tables have turned here in the first set. And as the Tigers try and attempt to secure their lead in the first set victory, we will take another quick break. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. From Goodnow Gymnasium, it's 15-13. The visiting Tigers are on top, but the Hawks have the momentum right now after 2 straight points, maybe actually more, maybe 3. 3 straight points from Ariana Miller as she takes service again. The set was high in the back. And now it's a 1-point game.
Hopefully Frontier can get this next one and tie things up.
They're starting to feel the momentum now. Service again. Miller met by the Tigers in the back and barely gets over from the fist of Schaefer. Back set. Hale won't get the kill, and now maybe gets a block on that play. I don't know if she touched it or just put her hand up. But now we got ourselves a tie game.
Yeah, she was very close to touching the net there, Mason, but
yeah,
luckily did not.
Miller's serve again. Sent right back, kept alive, and right back over. A good recovery from the Red Hawks. And now they'll set into motion. Hale, who gets blocked. She keeps it alive. Hernandez quickly on her knees. It's a scramble for the Tigers. And Losty gets it over, but it's out of bounds. What a rally from the Red Hawks.
Yeah. And a nice job by Michon laying off that one, as that was very close to being inbounds, but just was out. So
a long trip to the service line for Miller, but she's been making it work for the Red Hawks as Hale sends it right back. Miller set from Stilla. Hernandez coming in hot, and the dig is made from Losty, sent back over by the Tigers. Back set this time, and a changeup lands in the dead zone in front of Vivian Marion. 17-15 Red Hawks.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Greta Hale, getting it right into the Tigers' donut hole. And Ariana Miller on a run here, Mason.
A long run, too. And that one will go off of a touch. It was deflected barely, and the point still goes Frontier's way. They will maintain possession, and Miller will stay behind the service line. Miller again. And over the hand of Hernandez. Kept up. They got to get it over, and Davis does. And that will hit the stick, punched over by Schaefer, who almost had a good take there, but just a little bit too far on the set.
Yeah. 19-15, Frontier on a 9-point run.
Miller again. Met by the back line, and Quinn sends it over. Miller meets it. The set, Hernandez, and a deflection off. Hawks are, this is the hottest I've ever seen them. They've completely turned this set around, and it's 20-15. Another timeout taken by the Tigers. Will be their final timeout of the set, Tom.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing you can do from if you're the Tigers. I mean, those serves are dynamic from Ariana Miller. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I mean, being able to recover and anticipate to drop back for the kill attempts from the Red Hawks, because they're getting bunched up close to the net, I'm noticing. And so if they can win the ball back here, they might have a chance of doing their own coming back in this set. But they need to do it fast. Hawks are 5 points away from closing this out.
Yeah. And they've gotten 10 points in a row, so.
Same crew out for the Red Hawks. Miller with the serve again. The set, and punched over Hale as it goes right to our table.
A good stop by Connor Mabius.
Yeah. And I believe that was Schaefer who got the kill there. And yes, it was, as she goes back now to serve. The outside hitter from the service line doesn't do a windup, but gets it over cleanly. Back set, Stilla, and Hale will get the kill.
That was a nice move there by the Red Hawks. And Emily Candelaria checks in for Hannah Davis there.
Greta Hale. Quinn keeps it alive. Now the set. And the off speed gets met by Liv Michon. Back to Michon, and just got way on top of it. Punched it way below the net. And now a 4-point game in favor of the Red Hawks, who are only 4 points away from closing out this set. Matuszewski. And just didn't get the angle on it. Miller, second point in a row to the Tigers, as it's now a 3-point game.
Yeah, and that was Grace
Matuszewski
with the ace there.
I had to ask for it too, yeah. The set back to Miller. Tigers got to send it over here, and they do, met by Michon. The set, Candelaria gets the kill!
Yeah, nice job by the Hawks there, Mason. And now they're just 3 away from winning this first set.
And it will be in the hands of Parrish Stilla. The senior setter gets that one over cleanly. Matuszewski. And now Davis from the back line. Back set, and Michon sends it back over. And a block kept alive. Oh, what a play! A great pancake from Abby Hernandez, but just a little too far by a margin of inches, really.
Yeah, that was very close to being in bounds.
And now Stefaglo right to Hernandez, and quickly punched over by Stilla, and the point goes to the Red Hawks. I think the call was a double touch, yeah. Now the Hawks just 2 points away, 23-19, and it's back with Abby Hernandez. senior captain, brings the service for the Red Hawks. And quickly punched over. Beautiful placement on the far line.
It was right on the line there, and the Hawks couldn't quite get to it.
I didn't even catch who made that play. I guess it was Losty, who's now on the back line, and who also doesn't take a running start for the service. Set back by Stilla, and now the Tigers barely get it over, almost grazed the net. Martin blocked, kept alive by herself. Davis now, Martin again, and she gets it over this time. The set, low take from the Tigers, and Martin deflected, and they get the point. Martin again off a deflection keeps the Hawks' hopes alive in this first set.
Yeah, and they just need one more, Mason. And that was a nice long rally there of both teams, and Frontier was able to get away with it. So.
And now it will be Candelaria once again. Service met in the back. Matuszewski, and it drops! And with that, the Hawks take set number 1 off to the start that they want. Well, off to the finish that they want for the first set. It was a rough start to begin with, but now they will switch sides for the second set. And now's a good time to mention the comeback wins that we talked about before the game from the Tigers, Tom. So the Tigers, as we said, 9-game win streak, and throughout the whole season, I believe more than 5 of their games actually were 5-set games.
Yep.
And I think if my count is right and I can remember, 2 or 3 of those games have been reverse sweeps, where they lost the first 2 and then they won those last 3 to take the win away from that team, which almost happened to the Red Hawks just last game. So that definitely will, I'm sure that the coaches are aware of that for Frontier, and that will be on their mind in this second set to set the tone, and set the tone quick.
Yep.
But we will take a quick break as both teams will discuss some strategy going into this second set. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Coming back loud into the second set with a long horn. Welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. I'm Mason Smith here with Tom Albert and Killian Stewart, who's on camera for us tonight. Hawks took the first set after starting off slow and making a massive comeback. 10 points in a row, maybe more?
10 points in a row is from Ariana Miller.
Yeah.
10 good serves in a row, and I mean, hey, whatever works for you, you know?
Yeah, a huge rally from the Red Hawks, and now back to serve to try and get the equalizing set point for the Tigers is number 4, Vivian Marion. Another no-jump serve from the Tigers. Back set, and the changeup from Hale doesn't quite land. Now Stilla goes cross-court. Miller won't get the kill there. Stefaglo, and the Tigers try their own off-speed. Miller again goes to the back. Quinn, and now Stefaglo back to Quinn, and she whiffs the hit. Point goes to the Red Hawks for the set 2 opener.
Yeah. Hopefully Frontier can start this set off strong.
And if there's anyone you want to have hands on the ball for service, it would be Ariana Miller right now.
Yep.
After a really hot first set. And that gets popped up off of the net. Davis recovers, and Hernandez sends it over. Marion. Now Stefaglo, cross set. Oh, what a strike! Straight to Michon, but she stays cool, sends it right over, and kept alive by Schaefer, and a double touch. No, it's a carry, was the call. And those fouls have been really killing the Tigers so far in this game. That 10-point run that the Hawks had was actually kept alive mostly. It was kept alive, especially in the late half of it, by a lot of those calls. And a great strike. That was Miller again.
Yeah, she's playing really well right now, Mason. That's what you want to see here in the Western Mass tournament.
Yeah, this is where it all really matters. You worked so hard during the regular season to get here, figured everything out, and now it all comes to a head. Diving play made by Quinn, kept alive, and the Tigers get the kill off of a sliding play on her knees from Natalia Quinn. Service goes to Schaefer. And a low serve.
Yeah, that's not what the Tigers want to do right now, but.
Yeah. And I have been wondering this. I know neither of us are particular volleyball experts.
Yeah.
But the Tigers have not been serving with a jump. It's been very flat-footed serves from what we've seen so far in this game, with a couple exceptions. But on a broad stroke, with a great strike. Look at that from Abby Hernandez, right in between the two players on the back line. But when they get the chance to serve again, viewers watching, take note of that. And if anyone has an explanation for some pros and cons, that would be interesting to hear about, as that strike goes right into the net from Raquel Losty. And now the Hawks hit their stride again.
Yeah, the Tigers have been struggling a little bit right now, but.
Hale's serve, and quickly brought over by Stefaglo. The set, and can't quite be kept alive by Greta Hale. And now we'll have a chance to look at the service for the Tigers, as going back is Matuszewski. Slap on the ball, and again, no jump.
Yeah.
She gets it over fine. They haven't really had an issue hitting it into the net, but it's an oddity from what I can tell, as Matuszewski sends it too far, and the point goes to the Red Hawks, 7-2. And now the setter, Peristilla, gets a bad touch there, and an ace. And after that bad touch, Matuszewski will check out, and Talia Quinn comes in for her. Stilla, again from the service line, and it's sent right back to the Hawks. The set, and sent over by Michon. Stilla pops it up with a dig. Set from Davis, and over the blockers. Michon again dumps it down.
Great job by Liv Michon reaching over the net and tapping that down.
And that's what she does best. She uses her height and her great vertical to do that again and again to opposing teams, as a high serve is met by Natalia Quinn in the back line. And that's punched right to Stilla. Hernandez gets it over. Quinn one-hands it. And Stefaglo met by Davis. The set, Michon gets the kill. Slams it through the blockers. And the Hawks have an 8-point lead.
And Frontier's playing really well right now, Mason. Again, Paris Still will serve it up here again.
She herself is going on a bit of a run here from the service line. As Stefaglo with the cross set gets it over the blockers, but she keeps it alive. And over from the Red Hawks. Quinn should have let that go. And now she has to get it over, and she does. Candelaria. The set from Stilla. Hernandez. And now from the back half, moving forward, punched far, and Davis makes the same mistake that Quinn did to lose the point for the Red Hawks.
Yeah, that one most likely would have gone out there, Mason.
Yeah. Well, what goes around comes around, I guess. Quinn makes a mistake that would have given Frontier the point, and then Davis makes a mistake that gives the Tigers the point, as a bit of a scramble is lost to the Red Hawks. Tigers take that point as they start to try and inch back. It's been all Red Hawks so far in the early moments of this set.
Yeah, I think that was another carry there.
Yeah. I think we've seen 3 of those calls so far as Hernandez. Diving play made, and it's gotten over, but out of bounds. A great effort from Schaefer to keep the ball alive for South Hadley.
An 11-4. Hernandez will serve here again. As Ariana Miller checks out.
Haven't seen much of Hernandez from the service line yet. I think this is her 3rd appearance. And punch behind her to get it over is Leclerc. Martin gets way on top of it, and some top spin on that ball. You could tell. Just like tennis. That's the only other sport I've heard talk about top spin.
Yeah. And
now Losty takes the serve from far back as well as no jump. Martin gets blocked and keeps it alive with one arm. Ooh. And not quite there in time is Candelaria.
Now the Tigers on a bit of a comeback, Mason.
Cut the lead down to 5 as Losty will take it again. And that will go low and into the net. Now 12-6. Candelaria takes the service. Met by Quinn. Scrambling play, and it's gotten over. Oh, what an effort from Leclerc, who's right back into play to punch it over after falling down on the far side. And oh my goodness, what power from the Red Hawks.
Yeah, that was a rocket from Michon. And nothing you can do to return that one.
And nothing else that Candelaria can do but sit back and enjoy that hit. Again, met by Quinn. Losty and Schaefer get it over. Popped up, and Martin sends it back for the Tigers to return. Schaefer, big windup and too far.
And Frontier got a little lucky there that they didn't touch that on the block.
Yeah.
So
that was a good call that time. They've been going for those lunges in the back line a little too frequently for Coach Parent's liking, I think. And that's punched over by Marion, excuse me, and she gets a block on the play as well, and that will go right to the referee, and the point is given to the Tigers.
Yeah, nice heads-up play by the referee, making that catch.
Quinn takes the quick serve again. And blocked, but Martin keeps the power and the spin in her favor and will get another kill. She's won numerous battles on the front line so far tonight, Tom.
Yeah, 15-7 now, Mason. And Sean at the service line.
And that will go into the net here for the Red Hawks. 15-8 the score.
Looks like Vivian Marion will serve.
And Hale giving herself a hard time there. She was trying to make the play, but she had two players diving right at her feet to be there. And again, some misjudgment and miscommunication from the Red Hawks cost them a point. Marion again. Low serve, and that will get the better of the Red Hawks.
And now the Tigers are coming back, Mason. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'll jinx them again, but.
Well, we almost jinxed them before, but someone knocked on wood on the gym floor for the Red Hawks when we were talking about them before, as that's punched up by Hale and slammed down from Isabel Schaefer. Four-point game, and it's number 4 from the back line, who will serve it into the net and kill the streak for the Tigers. A tough break there, and the Hawks get possession back. Yeah. And who else to serve but Ariana Miller?
Yeah, that's who you want on the service line right now. I mean, she's serving the ball really well and getting her team a lot of points.
Gets it over once again. Stefaglo with the double touch. And once again, it's the fouls costing them points and opportunities to come back into this game.
Yeah, that's not what they need to be doing right now.
6-point lead, and that ball was in. Barely in, but an ace from Miller.
Yeah, and that's really a tough call to make. I mean, it's right on the line of being in it or out, and they just unfortunately made the wrong call there, Mason.
Yeah, it can really come down to such a small margin of error there, and that ball is sent right back off of Miller's serve, met by Miller, the set, and the off-speed scrambles right over the hands of 3 Tigers, and another point for the Red Hawks as they pull away even further. Miller once again, slower serve this time. The set and a slow touch herself from Matuszewski. Stilla pitches it over. Stefaglo, and now some speed on it from Matuszewski to get the Tigers back in it.
Yeah, that'll make it 19-12, and what the Tigers need to do right now is they need to go on a long service run to try to get back in this set. As Frontier, they only need to get 6 more points, Mason.
And now Schaefer serves flat-footed again, and it gets the best of Ariana Miller, who gets a quick word from her coach, Courtney Parent, who just took over the job of head coach this year from the great Sean McDonald, who's been coming to watch several of these games and called a game recently with you.
Yeah, it was really nice to have him. He knows the game really well.
Yeah, I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't jealous, because he is such a fascinating person to talk to, as Greta Hale punches another point away for the Red Hawks.
He knows, I mean, more than anyone I know.
I mean, that's what you get when you dedicate your life to a sport. You know it inside and out in every which way. And instead of a set, Stefaglo punches it over for the Tigers. Wind up from Hernandez, kept alive by Quinn. Hernandez right back at her. Quinn again. Now the set. Matuszewski, and the point to the Red Hawks off of another double touch.
Yeah, it's very costly for the Tigers, Mason.
And that will be a timeout for the Tigers. Stefaglo might be hearing a few words from their coach, Sabrina Bardwell. She's been the source of a lot of those double touches.
Yeah.
When you're trying to set the ball, just not having your rhythm right like that, that's what can happen. And now you're looking at an 8-point game with the Red Hawks only 4 away from taking the second set. But in these kinds of games, it isn't over until that last whistle. Anything really can happen once we've entered the postseason. And this is one of 2 games that's being played today, Tom. The other is Wacona against Taconic at Wacona. Wacona is the number 3 seed, expected to be the Hawks' next matchup if they can continue their lead and bring it into what could be the final set next.
Yeah. But you never know with this this Tiger team, so.
You really never do. And, of course, the big matchup that people are looking forward to, if the top seeds continue to win, it would end up being Bay State Academy against Frontier, the number 1 seed against the number 2, as that will be kept alive barely by the Red Hawks, but just no one in the right place to finish it. But Bay State, that would be a rematch of last year's Western Mass, I think we said, right?
Yeah, but Frontier ended up winning that one 3-1. It was a very, very good game that me and Mr. Murphy covered.
Yeah, I don't think I was there to cover that game, which is probably why I don't remember it. As Michon keeps it up, diving for it, and Candelaria will get the kill as she stands and watches the Tigers struggle to get it back over the net.
And that'll make it 22-14. Frontier only needs 3 more points to win this second set.
Scylla to serve. Popped high up by Schaefer. The set, and another double touch from Stefaglo. This is absolutely killing the Tigers.
Yeah, I don't exactly know how many of those, but we've seen a lot of them so far called.
But especially in these closing moments, try and retain some momentum as a good recovery from Mataszewski keeps the chances alive. And a great placement from Raquel Losty right in the top corner there, Tom.
Yeah. 23-15. It'll be Milana Stefoglo there.
As that serve goes into the net. It hasn't been a huge issue for them serving it into the net there, but it's come up a few times. And now that it seems to be the penultimate point for the Red Hawks, it's going to start to haunt them.
Yep, 24-15.
Hernandez with the service. Punched up. Schaefer and Losty barely get it over, but it's out. Second set goes to the Hawks in a more commanding fashion this time. It was the Tigers started off very strong in this game, had the lead for a long time, and prompted a very impressive comeback and rally from the Red Hawks to take that first set. But since that rally, it has been all Red Hawks.
Yeah, I mean, really, in that second set, Frontier, they pulled away with it for a while, and the Tigers really struggled with making those double hits. And, yeah,
it's definitely a tough look into execution standpoint for the Tigers. They're not being able to capitalize on a lot of chances that they have and execute them efficiently and even just well enough sometimes to get the ball over the net. So some serious rethinking they have to do on the sideline here, and they will be doing that right now as we take a quick break. As when we come back, it will be the third and possibly final set as the Hawks are up 2-0 in the first round of the Western Mass Tournament. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. I'm still Mason Smith here tonight with Tom Albert and Killian Stewart, who is on cams for us tonight. It's 2-0 as we head into the third set here in the first round of the Western Mass Tournament. Hawks are on top.
Yeah, and like you said earlier in the game, this is where South Hadley can sometimes come back in these games.
So look for some kind of rally for them at any point. They could take a spark from anything. They've done this before. As that great play is made, Losty muffs the finish. But a great job from Isabel Schaefer, who's been almost perfect so far this game. Tom, she's had one or two missteps here, but other than that, arguably one of the best players out there for the Tigers tonight.
Yeah.
As Stefaglo sets it, and there's a rare misstep right there from Schaefer, which we've seen from both sides, to be fair. Just too much heat on the kill, or kill attempt, rather.
Yep.
And now an off-speed from the Tigers. Hernandez will finish, and the ball is caught by Tom Albert. What a play from the man to my left.
As long as it doesn't hit the laptop. Basically.
Yeah, that's the important thing. Or my hot dog, actually. That would be pretty bad, too. Mostly because of the condiments that we'd have to clean off of our little, I don't even know what to call it, our spread on the table.
Yeah, cloth, table
covering,
cloth.
yeah. As a good block is made by the Tigers and sent back over. A great recovery. Stilla with the set, and Hernandez punches it over. Diving play from Quinn. Stefaglo with the set, and now Matuszewski back to the Red Hawks. Hernandez again. And this time they will find the dead spot. That was a great rally from South Hadley, Tom.
Yeah. They stuck with it there, Mason, and it worked out for him. And it looks like Isabel Schaefer will serve for him here.
After she got that nice change-up kill, she'll send it into the net. I believe that's actually what she did last time. She was at the service line. So now starting to think about what kind of consequences that could have. And, you know, is that going to be a trend we'll see from the Tigers? But Hale gets it over for the Red Hawks. And a double touch. Again, Stefaglo just ripping the heart out of these Tigers fans.
Yeah, this is not what you want to do, especially in an elimination set, Mason.
Hale once again. Quinn. And now the set from Schaefer. Losty gets it over. Stilla. Candelaria gets blocked. And it's kept alive, but just barely, yeah. They might have run out of hits, or it might have hit the ground. There was a lot of bodies in the way. I couldn't quite tell.
Yeah, the ref called it a carry. So. It's like
that's Matuszewski serving, as it is 5-2 in favor of the Red Hawks. Winding up is Hernandez, kept alive by Matuszewski in the back row. And that will be sent too far once again from Raquel Losty.
Make it 6-2, Mason, and Frontier running away with it a little bit here.
Seems to be what was happening in the second set for sure, as that goes between the hands of Schaefer, but she recovers and sends it over with the help of Quinn. Back set, Michon with the heat, and she gets it! Another point in the books for Captain Liv Michon.
Yeah, she's been doing very well in this game so far.
Stilla with a long serve, and no return from the Tigers. And I think that might have started with a bad touch on the dig from Schaefer, just not enough speed on the ball to carry it. But Schaefer pops it up over there. Would have been out if Stilla had let it go. But it'll be Tigers' point.
8-3. Juana Stefaglo with the serve here.
Another flat-footed serve from the Tigers. Set from Stilla, and a powerful strike. Hernandez gets the tip again. Martin coming in for Ariana Miller. Abby Hernandez back to serve. Goes cross side and a little too far.
Yeah, nice job by the Tigers letting that one go out of bounds.
Always a tough judgment call, but pays off when you can make it, and they need them to pay off right now. As the serve will be returned by Martin with a big hit, but too far. Didn't get a deflection that time. She's been getting lucky so far this game. Had a lot of powerful strikes that have drawn the hands of the Tigers, but not that time, as they're now within 4. A low serve kept alive by Martin. Martin with an off-speed touch, and now that will be too far and out of bounds for Schaefer off of a rough set on the front line.
10-5. Looks like Emily Candelaria being the service line.
And this is, I think, exactly where we were. We had this exact score in the second set as well. Candelaria barely gets it over, and she gets the ace. And, man, when these Hawks hit their stride, Tom, when they get in a rhythm, it's just a joy to watch them. It really is.
Yeah. They do a very good job. And Emily Candelaria has done excellent at the service line tonight. And as
You
I
jinxed her,
as I say that, she serves it in the net. But
I mean, this is arguably, in terms of longevity, for sure, but in this season, arguably one of the best teams that Frontier has at the varsity level. And that will be another kill for Liv Michon as she gets the deflection from the back line. I believe it was Quinn who touched it last for the Tigers. But this is a big moment for Courtney Parent and this Red Hawks team. They're looking for advancing into the next round, first of all. You take it step by step. As that barely lands in bounds, an ace for Liv Michon. And as I was saying, moving on to the next round, but also getting number 19. Number 19 in a row.
yeah, that is a hugely impressive stat.
I mean, unheard of, really. It's incredible. Martin with a big strike, and Tigers can't quite recover from it. A good effort in the back from Quinn and Marion, but Michon goes back to the service line again. And, you know, some people thought this might be in jeopardy. I certainly worried about it, especially at the start of their season with McDonald leaving. But these girls have, you know, they've staked their claim to every single point that they've earned. And, I mean, they've put in the work to be here, and they'll continue to do that. A ball to the face for Losty.
Yeah,
As Hale, quick reflexes, keeps it alive, and Martin barely gets it over. Now the set. Matuszewski blocked by Hale, and she'll get the kill.
yeah, nice job by the Red Hawks there. That'll make it 15-6, so I'm almost surprised that South Hadley's coach hasn't called a timeout yet.
Yeah, I am too. She called both of her timeouts in the first set. She didn't. Maybe she called one in the second?
Yes, I think she called one.
Yeah, and now off of a deflection. Another ace from Michon, and that was Amy George. I think that's our first or one of the first times we've seen her tonight. One of the younger members of the team for the Tigers. As now Rosalind Schemp will check into the game as the Hawks have a 10-point lead. Michon again with the serve and kept alive, but didn't get it over on the third hit. Another ace for Liv Michon. She has had quite a run, probably only rivaled by Miller's run in the first set so far in this game. But if she can keep this up, she'll have the best service run in this game, I think.
Yeah.
Especially with the amount of aces she's picked up.
17-6. I mean, 8 points left for South Hadley, so I'm not sure what's going on here, but
there might be some confusion on the subbing. I really don't know. And it was over on the South Hadley side. I couldn't see because of the ref was right in the way. So that might have been really obvious to a lot of people. Sorry about that. Michon serve, kept alive in the back, and hits the net. Another ace. Michon is on fire tonight. Plenty of kills on the front line, and now I don't even know how many aces from the back half.
Yeah. 18-6. Frontier just 7 points away from advancing in the Western Mass tournament.
Michon again. Now sent over this time. Martin, deflection. She gets the kill. Hawks march on as another sub will come in. And there's the timeout taken by the Tigers. Maybe their last chance to come into this game. They're down 13 points. 19-6 is the score in the third set. And it seems like despite what we've said about them and their comebacks, it might not be happening this time around, Tom.
Yeah, I don't think so, but who knows? Maybe they can, you know.
You never know. Yeah, I said it before, so I shouldn't disregard my own words. You never take anything for granted here in the playoffs and the postseason. And, you know, there's plenty every other game that's being played today and tomorrow for this volleyball tournament. Upsets happen, and they will happen.
Yeah.
So that'll be exciting to see who will be moving on to the semifinals, because this is round one, but it's already the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
We only have 8 teams in the Western Mass tournament. That's how they structure it. It's a bit of a longer ride for the States tournament, as Michon, with her lengthy trip at the service line, does not get a call for a tip, that was pretty close, but that will break her streak.
It looks like Melanie Ring checks in for Liv Michon there. And serving is Maya Thielen.
Soft serve from Thielen, and a good touch. Look at the quick kill from Cadence Martin.
Yeah, nice job there by Cadence. And it looks like Caitlin Mayo will check in for Bailey Martin.
And this is where the Hawks are starting to feel confident enough, just 5 points out, to put in some of their non-starting players who typically end up on the bench. That serve from Mayo will go too far, but this is where they can give them a chance to have some postseason experience, especially some of the younger players too, like Mayo, who is a junior and will be likely part of the starting lineup next year.
Yeah.
Ring meets the serve. Martin, and now popped up, sent back over by George. Cadence Martin helps to get that over, and it's too far. I believe that was a hit from Pinardi.
I think it was Shemp there.
Oh. But there's a deflection call, and it goes to the Red Hawks.
Oh, wow.
I didn't see the deflection, but I was also checking my roster, so. And now a discussion happening with the line judge. Possibly did they see a deflection to try and verify this. And we might end up having a redo here.
Yeah.
It will be a redo.
Okay, 28.
That's just how it goes sometimes. So we've been set back, and Schaefer takes the serve. Mayo hesitates on the hit and will go down as a point for the Tigers.
I mean, South Hadley, they're down by 11, and Frontier only needed 5 more points here to move on. So they need to go on a run right now.
All starts with just one kill to get the ball back. Set from Martin. Shemp. Soft touch. Oh, and a diving play from Schaefer. Pinardi. And a bad dig gives the Hawks a point and the ball back.
21-9 Mason. Frontier now just 4 points away.
And that was Constantine on the touch, I believe, for the Tigers. Now back to serve. Shemp drills it into the arms of the back line. Matuszewski. Ring meets it. The set. Novak too far.
21-10.
And now Shemp will check out. Davis in for her.
And serving is Grace.
Yeah, that's Matuszewski on the back line. And was there a sub for the Tigers? I didn't. Oh, it looks like there was. And that ball is sent over, barely.
Yeah, nice save by the Tigers there.
And that was a nice off-speed Novak on the play to get number 22 on the board for the Red Hawks. Now Ring will check out for Morgan Mason. But I believe coming in for the Tigers was maybe Thielen? No, it was Leclerc came in for Constantine. So that ball is saved by the referee. Another good reflex play, and that's number 23 for the Red Hawks.
Yep.
Just 2 points away.
Here we go, Mason. I mean, Frontier, like you said, I mean, they just need 2 more points, and they're moving on.
And substitution being made by the Red Hawks.
Nola Payette checks in there.
And Cadence Martin gets the ace in the corner. A good show from the non-starter here, Cadence Martin.
Could be
Serve to claim it here.
Point.
Martin meets it. Up to Novak. The set. Pinardi. Schaefer keeps it alive. Tigers battling for another chance here, and they landed in. A great touch from Schaefer to keep the hopes alive for the South Hadley Tigers.
Yeah, and Milana Safogo will have to go on a 13-point run here, Mason.
Yeah.
So a bit of a challenge ahead for her.
Stefaglo's serve. Met by Mayo. The set. Martin. Novak still alive. And they get it back over. Payette up to Martin. The set over to Pinardi. Off speed. And there to recover is Stefaglo. And that is going to be another point for the Tigers. All this lineup has to do is close out one more point, and they can book it. As Stefaglo will go back to serve again. Met by Pinardi. Martin back to Pinardi, and she pitches it over while she was out of bounds. Long set, Stefaglo, some confusion, and Payette meets the ball. Pinardi popped up, and they get it.
There we go, Mason. They get it done.
And that will book a trip to this Thursday is when the date has been scheduled for, I believe. Likely to be a home game as well, I think, for the Red. It will be a home game regardless. Playing against either Wacona or Taconic. We'll know the results of that later tonight. They started the same time as us, roughly the same time. So the Hawks take game 1 of the Western Mass Tournament 3-0 against the number 7 South Hadley and continue a very good season. Trying for that number 19.
Yep. They played very well tonight. just a little mishap in the first set, and other
Yeah.
than that, I mean, they played great, Mason.
They did play very well, and definitely a few little quirks they can talk about and work out in their practices and meetings between now and the semifinal. But it'll be a good game no matter who they face, and hopefully we can be there to cover it. It'll be a lot to juggle these Western Mats games and state games. It always is, but it's always a pleasure. So 3-0, the final score. Hawks move on to the next round, and South Hadley is knocked out of the Western Mass tournament. I've been Mason Smith, here with Tom Albert. On camera tonight was Killian Stewart. Thank you all so much for tuning into the stream. We hope you had a wonderful time and a great night. You've been watching Frontier Community Access Television. Good night.